Hey y'all, welcome back to another edition of Tipsy Talk, where sometimes we're tipsy, but all the time we talk. Now, as you can see, it's still a little different. I'm missing my twin. Her schedule did not allow her to be here today, but don't worry, we have a lit show for y'all tonight. I have some special guests, and we are going to get into some things. Tonight's going to be kind of fun. Last week we had like a more serious type of show, but we're going to have some fun. We got some fun ladies. We got some fun things in store. So let's get right into it. So tonight, yeah, I already know it's been a long week for me, okay? A very long week. And I am drinking my good old favorite Stella Rosa Black, honey. And you know, Kamisha gave me a cute little bottle. Let me pop my bottle for y'all. Pop Stella Rosa Black, honey, yes. So that's what I'm going to be drinking tonight. I'm going to try to mellow it out from all of the tumultuous events of the week. So tonight's episode is about people hate you because they love you. That's crazy. It's crazy. Hey, Demita. Hey, Maud. What's going on, y'all? Y'all know we've had a hard week, so I hope y'all getting a little tipsy with me tonight. And y'all know if y'all have any drink recommendations or recipes, y'all can hit me up at #TipsyTalk@gmail.com, and I will share your drink live. You know, we love a good old new drink, okay? Until then, I'm going to stick to my good old faithfuls, right? So let's get right into it. And tonight's episode, we're going to start doing a Black business shout out on this channel on every show that is coming up. And it's called the Black Business Book. The Black Business Bulletin. So tonight's episode is brought to you by Pretty Pickup. We actually have the owner of Pretty Pickup right here on the show tonight. So that's going to be dope. So let's get right into it. So the first thing we want to talk about is jealousy, right? So let's get into this jealousy clip.
Jealousy. A frustrating feeling that we've all experienced in one way or another. Jealousy is a knot tightening in your chest when you see your partner laughing with someone else. Or the sweat on your palms and the butterflies in your stomach when a coworker gets a promotion over you. It's okay to feel jealous once in a while, but if we're not careful, jealousy can drive toxic behavior and turn people against their closest friends. The scary thing is, many friendships harbor these negative feelings below the surface, like a shark hiding beneath the waves.
Now, if that's not crazy, I don't know what's crazy. Now, you know, we all have emotions. We all feel different type of things and stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is when you cannot control your emotions, right? And when you can't control your emotions, it makes you do stupid things, right? Let's just not sugarcoat it because, you know, we don't do that over here. Not controlling your emotions make you do stupid stuff. So tonight we're going to get into 6 signs of jealousy. And for each sign, we're going to have one of my guests come on and tell us about it, okay? So this is the first step, right? Competition.
1. They constantly compete with you. Is someone constantly competing with you? In school, at work, or at the gym? They're always trying to outperform you. Do you feel the tension every time you score higher on a test or run longer on the treadmill? Friends are supposed to support each other, but this friendship feels stressful and uncomfortable. In a 2016 study, Bonk and others found that jealousy makes people more competitive. Your friend may be envious of your intelligence, your ambition, or your talent. They feel inferior, so they're constantly searching for ways to prove their worth to you and to themselves.
So to talk about this topic, let's bring in Million Dollar Mimosa, honey.
Yeah.
$1 million Mimosa, how you doing, girl?
Hey, I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Yes, I am great. Have you ever felt like somebody was trying to compete with you?
Yes, just relating to the clip that you just played, I feel like I've had it on both ends, a friend and then a non-friend or just a stranger, which is absolutely wild to even think about. Like that people that you in a friendship thing care about honestly and want to see them do good, and to think that they are jealous of you is quite insane to me. But definitely experience
Yes.
both.
Can you tell us about it? Like what was the story? What was the story, honey? Tell me the story.
So most recently, I went to Miami for my birthday. And getting to the counter, the lady was very um, just rude off top. Like she didn't know me from
Girl,
anybody. Just
nasty, nasty.
very just seen me and my friend pull up, to get put our bags in and whatever the case may be, just trying to make us miss our flight.
And
And
y'all know we know what we doing. We done been on a plane before.
right. So she access denied, got ignored, made the flight just fine, and had a ball. So that was one, like a stranger, and then a friend or somebody that you consider a friend, when you're telling them some good news, and then they always have a rebuttal of, oh, well, I know somebody who doing this, that, and the other, or trying to one up your accomplishment. So it's kind of frustrating, and but I'm glad I'm able to notice these things getting older, becoming wiser, because you can't call everybody friend.
Yes, and what's crazy is like when things like that would happen to me, I would think something was wrong with me. Like I would be like, what am I doing that draws these type of people?
I agree. That is something that you would, take on some type of complex about. Like, did I do something? Did I look a certain way? Did I make a face? But obviously, looked a certain way or did something or made them feel some type of way that they had to react like that. Like they couldn't hide
Yeah,
their feelings.
yeah, that unbalanced feelings, honey. This next sign, we have the lovely Miss Dina, aka Christina, helping us out with this. So let's get into the second sign.
2. They undermine your success. When you do accomplish something, how does your friend react? Do they celebrate your success? Are they genuinely happy for you? If someone is secretly jealous of you, they'll undermine your achievements. Imagine you just finished a passion project, something you've been working on for months. You're excited to show your friend, but instead of congratulating you, they put you down. They may say that anyone could have done it. The truth is, your friend might be hiding feelings of envy. They minimize your accomplishments because they don't have any of their own.
Let's welcome Miss Dina, aka Christina, honey, my big
Hello,
sister.
everyone.
Hey,
Can y'all hear me okay?
yes, you sound
Okay.
loud and clear, honey. So, what do
Yeah.
you think about this sign?
I mean, it's a perfect description of numerous things that have happened to me, but most recently, most recently I had an incident where I had, achieved something pretty big at work, and I text my boss to let her know, and she's like, "Why are you sending me this?" And I was kind of like taken aback, and I was like, "Well, I thought she would want to know." And then she's like, "Well, I know already, thanks though." And I'm like, "Well, dang, if you knew, why didn't you tell me?" But it was just the manner of the text. Like, I was excited about it, which is why I text her in the first place. Like, woo, look what I got. Woo, woo, And it was just met with, "Why are you sending me this?" So I was like, oh, okay. I guess that ain't as big a deal to you as it is to me.
And
Instead of her, like you
that's
said,
crazy.
knowing that you did it already, say, "Oh, I heard already. Congratulations," because that would have been a more appropriate response.
Yeah,
Right.
the appropriate response would be, "Congratulations, they have
Correct.
notified me already." And then I would have been
Wow.
like, oh, okay. Because every ounce of me really wanted to say, like, well, if you knew, why didn't you tell me? But
Right.
apparently, if you didn't really care about me telling you, you wasn't going to go out of your way to tell me. But the achievement was a process, and it's been going on for 3 months. So I got a letter in the mail, and I've never been through this process to get a gaming license before. So I didn't even know that they were going to mail me a letter or I would be looking for it. I just assumed that they would notify the job and the job would notify me. So I'm still sitting at home waiting to be basic or work wherever I'm at the moment, basically still waiting to be notified. And you knew and didn't tell me.
And then it would seem to me like, as your boss, you see that I'm achieving goals that um you already know I'm a good worker. And it's like I've achieved something that in this line of business we're supposed to achieve. Wouldn't you be excited that somebody under you is um what's the word I'm looking for? Um Advancing, because that shows that you're a good boss, wouldn't it?
Well, here's the reason why there should be a congratulation, especially being a person of color. Number one, they do an extensive background check, and I'm not just talking about local court records. They actually submit a form to the FBI to do a background check on you, okay? And then they go through all of your local, state, and whatever criminal history down to your child support papers, okay? And
Okay.
on top of that, they go through your credit report and go through each and everything on it. Open lines of credit, closed lines of credit, student loans. They go, I mean, I'm surprised they didn't come through to my house and check in the cracks and crevices to make sure that I wasn't doing anything illegal. It's an extensive, very extensive check.
Yeah.
And it takes them about 2 to 3 months to complete it. So it's not something you just, oh, I got my driver's license. It's not that.
Mhm. I hate that that happened to you. Well, from me to you as your little sister, congratulations, girl.
Thank you.
So let's get into sign number 3, y'all.
3. They gossip about you. Jealous people use every opportunity to tear you down. When you leave the room, they jump at the chance to ruin your reputation. They spin your stories, they put words in your mouth. They accuse you of things you never did. To make matters worse, jealous people frame themselves as caring and compassionate. They tell twisted stories to others, claiming they're just worried about you. They pretend they're looking out for your well-being, but they're only interested in themselves.
So for this sign, we're gonna bring in one of my big sisters, Bambi. You there,
Hey,
girl? You there, girl?
ladies. Hey, oh man, this is the perfect. Yes, let's get to it because I got a lot to say about this. Oh my Lord. Hi,
Well, let us
ladies.
know.
I'm
Tell us
sorry.
about it.
Hi, ladies.
Hey.
Congratulations, Miss Dina, aka Christina.
Thank you.
That's an accomplishment, girl, because I know them background checks is rough. So, anyway, yeah, girl, they listen. I have experienced this topic so much in my life because I've always been like the little Miss Goody Two Shoes, always trying to please my mom and my dad, and just keeping my nose clean. So it's like it gets to the point where motherfucker people, excuse me, people make
Woo!
up things about you because they don't have nothing else. So they go and make up something about you. Case in point, I had a friend, or excuse me, I had a person who I thought was my friend, and we've been friends since high school. Me and this girl been, you know, kicking it years, and ended up this guy that we also went to high school with hit me up, shot his shot. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. we could kick it. I'm celibate though. He's like, all right, yeah, that's a deal breaker for me. And I'm like, all right, cool. So she's like, she meets him or whatever, and she takes a liking to him and whatnot. And I'm like, all right, they start dating. All right, cool. Like, I asked her about it, like, why am I hearing through the grapevine you dating such and such? She like, oh no, we just friends. And I'm like, all right, cool. Now, had they been dating and she'd have been like, yeah, yeah, man, I'm screwing the mess out of homie, then yeah, I'd be like, all right, cool, get it, whatever. But she had to lie about it. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I forgive her for lying to me. Whatever. Come to find out, the reason she got with dude or he got with her or whatever is because she lied to him about me. Apparently, I was getting around, I was sleeping around, I was this big, you know, you know. And that was news to me. And I'm like, well, damn, why would you do that? Why would you say that about me, knowing that it's the exact opposite? Like, if you wanted to get with homie. But the lies, I wanted to, I wanted to knock her head between the washer and dryer. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't seen her, but you know. So yeah, so I feel that. Like, why do you make it? Why I don't understand why people make up things. It's like, but to be honest, I think that she would say those things about me because it was partly true about her.
Preach on it, girl. Preach on it.
Deflection. Deflection. Deflection is definitely a category of jealousy. Definitely.
Yes, absolutely. And it's like another, I won't say who, but a family member of mine got me kicked out as a teenager for lying on me, telling my mom I was sleeping around. I was having boys over and this, then the third. I got kicked out my house at the age of 13. Like, I had to go live with my other sister. Like, bruh, like, all because of lies. And I don't think they realize how dangerous lying on you can be sometimes.
Right. Or the feelings that
And
come
most
up.
time they don't care. Right.
Yeah, they really don't care because they want to bring you down to their level. They want to make you feel as bad about yourself as they feel about themselves.
Yes, crazy. So let's get into the next sign, and then we can kind of freely talk about the rest of the signs.
Or they give false compliments. Have you ever had someone give you a compliment and wonder if the compliment was genuine? A jealous person would tell you something nice face to face, but when you're not around, they gossip or tell lies about you behind your back. Do they allow a long silent moment before telling you that you've done great? This could be a sign that someone isn't genuine and is jealous of you.
And for this side, we gonna bring in my big sister, confessions.
Hey, hey, ladies, how you doing?
Hey,
Hey.
love.
Hey, sis.
So
Yes,
how can you relate to this sign, confessions?
I relate to this sign all too well because for me, I have a cousin, and this is a cousin on my father's side, and her father and my father are like besties between all of the siblings in the family, and we are maybe 3 years apart, perhaps around there. And we're the closest in age of all of the cousins in that generation. And we're also the only girls. So it's like, it's always kind of been like she felt she was in competition with me, per se. And
Mm-hmm.
so whenever I had something going on, doing something, because I was a very outgoing type of child, young girl back in my day, And she was a different type of girl. And she would always claim and act like we were just the best of cousins, which was never the case. But anytime I came with something to the family, I always got this way with her. First of all, she gives me the look. And then, like the video says, a little bit of a pause. And then she would always give this dry, empty compliment. Oh, okay, cousin, I see you, little things like that. But she was never genuine about it. And she would always go on and on about the situation afterward. And I would know that is because I would hear her talking to other family members about it. And it's like she never really considered me a real cousin to her. First of all, I wasn't around the family that much back in the day. So when I did, I got a lot of attention, I guess you could say, because the family was never around me. And she would try to feed off of that and try to see, if we were really cool or not. And she would just always give me those empty compliments. Oh, cousin, I like the way you wear your hair. I like your dress. But she would always have a back compliment like, you should have got a different color. She would give you the compliment, and then 2 seconds later, there's like oh, but you could have did this better. You could have did that better. And she has always been like that. And she even did that with a boyfriend of mine. I told her about the boyfriend, and the first thing she said was, "Oh, I know who you're talking about. You mean that goofy one that used to whatever?" And she was always just like that. And I adored my cousin, but she was just mean-spirited person on the inside who always looked at me a different way. And she really didn't like me, but she loved to act like she did. And everyone in the family could see it. And it was just one of those things. And even to this day, I grew up, she copies a lot of the things that I do. It is just like an envious thing upon that even too. So it's just one of those type of things where I never really kept in touch with her, but from afar, she always still tries to copy me. But she always wants to try to come for me.
And it's crazy that most times dealing with these issues, it's the people that's the closest to you.
Yes.
Yes, and the people that have the most access and the ones that know more about you, that use the things that they know against you or what they think they know.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, because it's like they're so close to you, they may feel like, oh, I'm just like her. If she can do this, why can't I? Like, why she's so special? What's wrong with me? Why do people treat her this way? Why do she feel this way? Why does she have it this way? And I don't, even though we basically the same.
Not only that, when it's the people that are closest to you spreading the lies and the hate and the envy, whatever, people are more apt to believe it because they're so close to you.
Yes. That is so true.
Yes. And they know that. They absolutely know that. And it becomes a game to them because it's like, who's going to win? And that goes back to one of the signs, which was the competition aspect. And it's like, I'm just trying to live my little old life.
And they also use what
Exactly.
they don't know about you too, because people sit back and make up things. Or in my instance, I'm very reserved when I meet new people. I don't have much to say if I'm around you in your company, especially in a work setting. I'm just here to get the job done and move on. And then people take that as offensive, versus me coming and being chatty with this person or that person. I'm not like that. And, it's just sitting back and watching and watching what you're doing instead of what you're saying.
And it's also like people can't, um, instead of saying, I love the way that you handle that, or um, I admire such and such about you, it becomes you don't like the person when the person really could help you. Like I can help you get where I am. Somebody probably helped me where I am. Or I worked this hard to get where I am. So I can show you the steps that got me where I am.
Like I
People
say all
rather
the
be
time.
envious of you than take compliment and see when you're trying to help them.
Yeah. And it's sad. That's sad. That's
It
a
is.
sad life.
It's an ugly trait.
Yes, that leads to bitterness. There's a lot of bitter, angry people in the world, not just, women per se, I guess, just people
Oh
upset
yes,
about the
the
choices
men
and
too.
paths they took. So they try to take it out
Yeah.
on you, for
This what
whatever
I
reason.
say. We all got the same 24 hours. Don't hate on me because I use mine differently.
That's correct.
That
Period.
That's
part.
right.
All right, let's
Mm.
move on to the next sign, y'all, about being too attracted to somebody.
5. They're overly attached to you. Not all jealous people are malicious or angry. In a 2015 study, Rodriguez and others found that jealousy can drive people closer together, but not in a good way. You might know someone who's always asking for your attention. They text you constantly, they want to spend time together every day. It feels like you just can't get rid of them. Overattachment is a little-known sign of jealousy. Someone latches onto you when they're envious of you. They're like leeches. If you're confident, creative, or outgoing, they'll try to steal your personality for themselves. They want what you have, so they stay as close to you as possible.
And I just want to say before we get started to my two sisters to the left and the right of me, and to some of my sisters that are in the chat, does this sound a little familiar?
A little too close to home.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, whoa, like, were they speaking to us?
It feel like it. That's like the pastor looking right at you on Sunday in the church. Yes, like I feel it. I feel it. I feel it.
I think it's about time for us to have a little communion. Do y'all got y'all drinks?
Please
Yes.
pass the offering. Yes, I do.
We need to take a little communion break, honey, because
Right.
Because this right here, honey, is the worst and the most.
and I feel that the situation that we're talking about specifically hitting close to home. What's funny is we haven't even got to the last sign, but what we just dealt with as a group, it has every single sign attached to it
It does.
that we've been through so far.
It does. And it's quite crazy, actually.
And I feel like that last sign that they just said, it ties into all of them with the being a best friend, quote unquote, or a cousin or a sister, whoever. Like they're close to you, but they don't like you, type of thing. Like smile in
Yeah.
your face, but got a lot
And
to
it's
admit.
odd. And it's odd. And I think that's where that term frenemy comes for. And now we use frenemy
Correct.
for more so like an endearing term. But that came from you're around me all the time, but you really don't like me. So why are you around me? Why are you here?
Right. But they stay close. They make sure they stay close so they can keep a
They
close
want to
eye on you
steal.
and make sure you ain't doing better or whatever the case may be. I don't know what their problem is.
They
I don't
want to
have
steal trade secrets. That's what that is.
I don't have that problem. But
I
I don't know why they do it, but good luck to them.
don't know either. I know they say imitation is the best first aid of flattery, but
Yes.
I don't
Right.
I don't dig that.
I agree. I think it's just flat out weird. I don't
It
ever
is
hang around
weird.
anybody that I don't want to be around. Like
Period.
I always use work as an example. I go to work. I don't want no extra friends. We can be cool and cordial, but after work, I'm going home to my real friends or the people that I know and love. So I don't have to do all of that extra stuff that people be.
And a lot of times they want to become your work best friend because they have to go home to nobody.
Exactly.
Or they don't like the one they got to go home to.
That's right.
Yes.
I've been there. I've been there.
All right, we have one more sign. One more sign. And this one is a doozy.
And finally, 6. They're a copycat. In the same vein, jealous people copy your likes, dislikes, and decisions. They'll dress like you, talk like you, behave like you. In their mind, you're like a celebrity. This person wants to live the kind of life you're living. Instead of making their own choices, they copy everything you do. The copycats are never satisfied. They spend years imitating others without discovering what really makes them happy. Over time, copycats become resentful and toxic. So don't let these jealous people affect your life.
Mm.
I don't know what happened to Dina. She'll probably be back. She might be
She
having
said her
technical.
internet tripping
That's what I thought. Okay.
again. She's trying to come back.
Okay. Um, but that's crazy, ain't it, y'all? That last time.
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely. It's like you little doppelganger wannabe. Like, bruh, back up off me
Not
and
the
my style,
doppelganger.
please. Give me some space, okay? Oh, I hate to be copied. I cannot stand to be copied. It's like I'm not gonna say who, but I had piercing done, and I'm like, yeah, it's cool, whatever. Next thing I know, this person who has been fake competing with me since high school, she got hers pierced too. Bruh, like, yo, you go to the extremes to copy me. Like, don't do that.
Mhm.
Don't do that.
Like you never heard her discuss that she wanted to do anything like that before,
Not never. Not one time.
but all of a sudden she was interested.
All of a sudden, that's her jam. That's her jam. Girl, bye.
You know what I'm saying?
Can we
What
get
was the
the
clue that he was
like
giving
button
about
if you all
cleanliness?
are enjoying the conversation? Let's hit that like button. It's free, it doesn't cost anything. Just let us know that you're enjoying the conversation and you can relate. You've been through something like that. Just hit that good old like button for us. What were
So,
you saying, Mimosa?
Girl, forget. I'm on to something else. I was remembering that you know how I don't want to bring up the person, but like in a instance where a girl is dating a man first, and then her best friend end up messing with the man or something like that. Like those be instances as well with women. Um, showing their jealousy, like they're trying to envy you or be related to you,
I agree. I agree. And
and it's
because
weird.
I had an instance where this person would copy me, but it was like they would make sure they waited like a year, which was even more weird because it would be
Mm-mm.
like I would do something and then I would like, okay, one of the main things is my hair color. Yeah, I know I'm cosmetologist. I change my hair all the time. I had tried something new, changed my hair color to a particular color. I'm not gonna say it because they gonna know who they are. But had my hair color this color. After it grew out, I changed the color. Here they come with that color. I changed my hair color again because at first the first time, I'm not thinking nothing of it. The second time I changed my hair color, I let it grow out. I changed my hair color. Here they come with the color I just had. It's like, what's going on here? What's really going on?
Did they at least compliment you on your hair, or was they just like
Girl,
on some
no.
hater? Oh
No.
man.
that's how it be. They won't compliment you because they'll know that you know that they trying to copy you once you go get it. Because they'll remember the compliment and
Yes.
be like, oh, you liked it, so now you went and got it. But if they feel like they don't pay no attention to it and just sneak off and go do it, it'll be like, oh, it's just a coincidence.
Right.
And it's
No,
like,
I
it's
remember you.
okay. They didn't make the color just for me.
Right. I mean, otherwise they wouldn't mass produce it.
And if you would have told me, baby, I could have got you right. And if you could have got it the right shade of the color that you was going for.
There you go. It don't make no sense. It's really
Demita
sad.
said,
Even
well,
I
I'm copying Dina's nail color next week. No, that's
but at least you saying it and you owning it, and that's the case. That but it be the ones that act like they don't even mess with you or even like you or anything like that absurd. Because I've had that happen with me with a coworker of mine. See me with my nose pierced, went and got her nose pierced. See me come in with something simple as a keychain, girl, a
Mm-mm.
keychain. Next thing I know, she got to keep the same keychain necklace. I'm like, come on. And
That's
she knew I
returning
couldn't
under
stand her. And
territory.
it's like she almost did it because she know I didn't like her.
Everybody know
Yes.
that. I love those Lifetime movies. That's what they sound like. Them Lifetime movies.
Exactly.
But that stuff be
And
real life.
the
You have to
best,
watch, folks.
Yeah,
and you
and
know
she
they what do they
was.
say? What's that saying? The highest sign of y'all know
Oh,
what
that's
I'm
what
trying to
Confession
say.
said earlier.
Imitation is the
Imitation.
highest form of
Yes.
flattery.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
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 They were so irrelevant to me. I forgot the quote.
See,
Forgot the
it
quotes.
be like that. It be sad. And it's sad that people actually, have that type of mindset and
Yes.
think like that. And it's just, that says a lot about them.
Like I
Yes. And
always
it's
tell
like,
my daughter, like you can't copy off of anybody. You have to be you. God needs a you here. He already got one of them. Like he already got a Bambi. He don't need a Bambi imitation. We don't need a Bambi imitation in the world. Be you. Just be you.
Just be you, boo. Yes.
I would
It's
think it
gonna
would
be
be
okay.
so hard to try. It's so hard to try to be something that you're not. You have to keep up with an image. You have to keep up with a lie. Then you got to keep up with another lie to keep up with that lie. Like I don't have time to remember none of that. You understand?
Exactly.
Right.
Especially if you 420.
Yeah, we know we know y'all memories a little shot. Y'all memories a little shot.
Mine getting better. But it ain't gonna
Yes,
stay
Black
that way
Girl
for
Jane. I
long.
like that name too, Black Girl Jane. I like that name. Yes, there is
Hey,
the
Black
quote
Girl
for the day.
Jane. Yes.
Well, we have one more special guest, and she's about to turn the party out, honey. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready for the undisputed,
Oh, the undisputed queen.
the undisputed African
Don't play
queen.
with me. Don't play with me. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. What a surprise.
Don't
Hey.
do
Okay,
that. Don't do
mine.
that. Don't do that.
What a nice surprise.
Listen, listen. The undisputed Africa. Listen, sister.
So
How you feeling today,
how do
mine?
you feel about the topic we're dealing with, Mai? Because you know
The
we've had a hard
timing.
week.
The timing of it all.
Oh no.
You know, you
Go
and
ahead, I'm listening,
I,
Mai.
you confessions of myself. You know, we've been having back, some conversations back in scene, right? You know,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
trying,
Nice way to put it. Sure.
and I'm not nice. I'm never nice.
No, you're nice. You're good. But people be trying you.
They try me. The reason, you guys were talking about jealousy, and you know, and I was talking to one of my friends over here, and I was saying, when I came to this country. So for those of you who don't know, I don't know why you don't know. I am from Africa, the undisputed African queen. Okay. Um. So, but every time I speak or I say anything, and they catch that accent, this is not a European accent; it's an African accent. And an African accent has always been associated with foolishness. An African accent has always been like, you don't know what you're saying. You don't understand what we are saying. Maybe I need to explain these things more. And that has been rubbing me the wrong fucking way.
Mod, no cussing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Nicole, Nicole,
You
you
give
and
her,
yourself,
it's been a
we've been
day. It
chatting
has
over.
been a day.
Go off, my go
It
off.
has been
I
a
am
day.
trying to get to where you guys are, to the monetization world. I have to be good for now. They have to come over to Patreon for that.
Lord Jesus. Go ahead.
They'll
But
forgive
yes,
you once if they
I
forgave
understand
my
what
one
you're
word from
saying.
last week. You'll be okay.
I definitely do understand what you're saying, Mod. I definitely understand that.
And I
And
am
that's not right.
over it. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it.
I really like what Goody said. I really love the remix
and,
that
and, and I agree with that.
imitation is the highest form of flattery that mediocrity can play to greatness. I love that.
Ooh, okay,
Mhm.
goody, come through with
Mhm.
it.
All right.
I like it
Doors and
And
that.
church
emphasis on the
open.
mediocrity, honey.
That
Yes.
and that is true.
And you guys, Confession was sharing about, her sisters, and everybody on the panel was, agreeing to it, that, it's the people who are close to you. You know, I lost my mom when I was such a young age. All right. I
I'm
was
sorry about
10
that.
years old, right? And so I was raised by my sister-in-law, because the difference between my brother and myself, I'm the last one, he's the firstborn, is 20 years. We are eight of us. Okay.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yes. Listen, in Africa, we do things. We do things. Mhm. So, the difference between me and him is 20 years. So, therefore, his children are almost my age. So,
Mhm.
when I lost my mother, she was very young. She was only 45. It's now that I'm in my 40s, I'm like, oh my gosh, my mom was very young to die, right?
Yes, that's
Um,
very young.
I'm not old.
No, you're not.
We can never be old. Anyway, so so then I lived with them, right? And it's this picture of my sister-in-law that she had for her children, that was not for Maud. For Maud was like, you can never get where my kids are at, right?
Mhm.
So therefore you are supposed to be catering for them. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
In my
Yeah.
country, getting a house help is, or a maid, or a babysitter, it's not expensive. It's cheap. You do those things, right?
Mhm.
But then, you realize, oh my gosh, no, no, it's deeper than that. It's deeper. Somebody who just doesn't want to see you succeed in anything that you do. Nothing. And therefore jealousy comes in. But then, God has a higher God. You cannot control the things that God has in store for you. You cannot.
Yes, what is for
Period.
you is yours.
Period.
So, you know
And it's
And
sad that they can't understand that concept, because once you understand that concept, how can you then be miserable? How can you then be
you're
comfortable in
gonna
your
be
misery?
miserable. You're gonna be miserable because whatever you had envisioned about Maud is not happening. Okay. Oh my gosh, I never thought that she's gonna do ABCD, but now she's doing ABCD. So you're gonna be miserable.
That's true. I have people I feel like that's been around me that want to be like they'll have the mouth, or
Uh-huh.
talk about it, but they don't want to see you do it for real. That's just like they
Exactly.
say they only like you until they see you doing better than them, and then it's a problem
I don't care.
right. Or
if they're
even if they're
competing.
doing
Because
better
I'm
than
not mad at any of my friends that's doing better than you're actually supposed to have that type of circle, or hang around those people that are doing things that you want to do or better, so that you can get yourself together.
and then sometimes you have
Yes,
the
and
ones that
I
are
love
doing
being
better.
around people who are um past me, because I want to learn something every day, right? I feel like till the day I die, I want to learn something new.
Yeah.
How can I learn something? Well, you can learn from anybody, so I mean, I
Hmm.
really can't say that. But what I'm saying is, I like to be around successful people. You
Mm.
know, I want to be around somebody who's going to push me and motivate me. I don't want to be about around somebody that's complacent. They cool with doing nothing. I don't want to be stuck in that box. I want to be, girl, we said we was doing this. We said we was doing
Mm.
that. Somebody, it's checks and balances, you know?
And it seemed like it would be, the people that you're hanging around would have that same energy, but some of them feel, some type of way, like they don't have, they can't hide those feelings, like regardless. So it's a
But
balance.
guys, I came to New York City in my early 20s. I just graduated from high school, right? And I get here, and I lived in New York City. I live in Queens. I live in Brooklyn. I worked in Manhattan. And then I went to New Jersey. I lived everywhere in New Jersey, all right? And I would catch my train. to go to work, right? And I'm
Right.
gonna tell you, one of the difficult conversation that I had to listen to was one of African American. So when I say African American, I'm talking about you guys, right? Because
Right.
it's different from me.
Right.
And she says, we have welcomed you guys. And she's looking at me because she can see, how I was dressed, how I was acting. I was not really, an African American. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. And she said, we have welcomed them and they're not appreciative.
What?
Yes.
Oh
And
wow.
I'm telling you, I have had to deal with this kind of nonsense, for a long time.
Like,
Where
male,
for for
them
for for for, for the white.
non-melanated folks still ain't accepted you. So what are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying I felt some type of way because they are trying to put you in a kind of, I was not disrespecting her. I was just sitting
Right.
on my train.
That was just so unnecessary. Like,
Yes.
and that was so cocky. Like,
Yes.
you're still
So
not
what was
sitting
her
at the
purpose
table
for
for
even
real.
saying that to you, Ma?
I don't know. She was not even talking to me. She was talking to other people.
That's a
But
shame.
she's looking at me. She's looking at me. Therefore, she's trying to address me, but I'm not part of this conversation.
Mm.
And then I think that's another form of hate. Like, people will sit up here and try to down talk other people because they're different, because people have a hard time accepting
Mm-hmm.
differences for
Mm-hmm.
some reason. Like, you don't look like me, so
Right.
there's something wrong with you, even though you might be just the sweetest person in the world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
I
I
think
and
that's
and
a
and I
perfect
agree.
example of jealousy because she looked at you and it was something about you that she admired for her to even want to tear you down like that.
I mean,
And
when
she
you
was
are
she
pretty.
was not even talking to me. She was talking to her people that she rides, because everybody has a schedule. There's a bus that you have to catch at a certain time of, what I'm saying. Like if
Right.
it's 8 o'clock bus, you're gonna catch that bus, especially in New York City,
Oh,
because
yeah.
you have to be at work at certain time. So you have your bus that you catch, and you have your people that you ride with,
Right.
right? But you guys, I have seen it's not just black people in this country, but everybody in this country, whenever they hear my accent, they want to associate that with foolishness. Like, I don't understand what she's saying. She doesn't understand English. But then, if somebody is speaking an European and they have a European kind of an accent, oh my gosh, that's so cute. They're embraced. They are
Right.
embraced. But for Africans, maybe they don't understand English. Now, who told people understanding English is equivalent to some intelligence?
Right.
That's
You know what I
true.
mean?
I was
Hmm.
talking with a African friend of mine. Um, I don't want to say, for lack of a better word, he's more like a pen pal,
Hmm.
via Twitter. And he and I have been conversing for the past week or so. He lives in Nigeria.
Hmm.
And we were talking about how how the foundational Black Americans and how the Africans who come to America don't get along,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
how they call us things like,
Yeah.
I think the word he said was akata.
Akata.
Yeah, that.
What
Yes.
But
does that mean, Ma? What does that
That
mean?
means it's akata. I don't know what it means, but it is. We call them, like, African Americans, like you guys. They have that name. They call you guys that name. I don't know where it came from,
he
but
said it means
if you're
something
trying to
like,
differentiate between you guys and myself, that's the term we use.
Hmm. Goody said that it's the N word.
No, it's
oh,
not. No, it's not.
Oh,
I'm
uh,
trying to
uh,
find exactly what he said, but he said it was something to do with a silly person, like a ghetto person, or the B
Mm.
word, something like that.
but wouldn't
Um,
that be the N word because the N word means ignorant?
True. That's true.
mm. You know. this is a very beautiful conversation we are having, okay?
Yes.
Because I have two boys. My son is 11 and I have 8-year-old. One thing that I would not up, they know that you're gonna wear your pants, pull your pants up. You're
Oh,
not
I
showing
can't
people. You're not showing
stand.
people your underwears when you're walking on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like these are
Right.
the things that we just cannot condone, which is very different. Which is very different from you guys. And when I say you guys, I'm meaning it's not in a bad light. You know what I'm saying? Please don't take it in a. I'm just trying to explain.
No offense is taken.
Good,
Right,
And
that is
good.
just more accepted in this and over here. I know what you're saying because
Yeah,
I know some people who have been to Lagos and Nigeria and
yeah,
a couple of other people places, and they have different
yeah,
ways, for like a better terms.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but these
My
are the type
friend
of
said
conversations
that.
that we need to have because these type of conversations that are not have are where a lot of what we're talking about tonight is rooted in because um when people admire certain things about you and different cultures and different things like that, that breeds jealousy. But when
Oh
you
yeah.
have
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
conversations like this, you can begin to understand each other.
And I told you that this is a perfect timing
Mhm.
for this topic.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
People don't like that you're comfortable in self.
Right.
Because I
There
can get
you
that a
go.
lot. I have been on, single a lot of for a lot of part of my years, like no
Mm-hmm.
children type of thing. And people don't like that I'm comfortable in that.
Mm-hmm.
That meet me. They want to question me and be like, well, why? And this, that, and the other. And I don't owe anybody any explanations. I'm just living my life and
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
doing me. And
And
they don't
And
like and
that is
whatever
one of
your
the
like
things.
is, people don't like it if you're comfortable with what you're doing.
That's
With
because they're
And
no,
that
not
I
is
don't need
comfortable with what
I
they're
don't need
doing.
no applause for nobody.
and
and that's
most
one of
most
the
of the
things.
people who say that they're mad that they got kids.
Shut up.
Right.
And people
Well,
But
you know,
also,
right.
but also, that is one of the things that we share. So that after I finish my college, all right, after I am done, I have my job. The next question, everybody in my family, the relatives, the aunties, they're coming to me. When are you getting married? When are you getting
Mhm.
married? When are you getting
Oh
married? You
God,
have
not
you
that
have your
question.
career going on. What are you waiting for? You better get married. Then you get married. Where are the children? Where are the children? Where are the children? You don't
And
care
then
about.
you get married, and then they're like, "Well, why did she marry him? And what they doing
Right. Oh my
when and
God.
Girl.
where?" And bye, baby. Good luck.
well, this just proves that across oceans and everything else, there are still the same
Oh,
stereotypes
Yes.
and there are
listen.
still the same boxes
Yeah.
that people try to put other people in. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, she said they're like, oh, okay, you don't have no kids. It's almost like, what's wrong with you? Then you got
Yeah.
somebody who
What is
got
wrong with
kids.
you?
Why'd you want to go and do that? Like, you
Mm-hmm.
can't win. You can't,
Mm-mm. But
you can't win for nothing. Everything you do is
I
why.
think that deserves a bomb drop, Dina. I think that deserves a bomb drop. Because what?
Yeah.
You have it.
absolutely,
Yes, you
when you
just said it right
comfortable, they
there.
do
And
not
and
like
if
it.
we
Whatever it
if
is
we
that you're
just
doing.
worried about ourselves, if we
Mhm.
worried about presenting our best selves, right, and
Yes.
putting our best foot forward, we could be more comfortable. My something's going on with your mic. If
No, it's
we
not.
would put
Why?
our
Why is it me? Nicole? It's not me.
because your ring around you is the only one moving. That's why. So,
Oh, is it?
um, yeah,
You want me? I can
it's
mute
okay.
myself.
If we would just put our best foot forward and we could learn how to be comfortable with ourselves when we meet other people who are doing the same, it will be a camaraderie there immediately.
And see, that's the
It
key
wouldn't
word
be a
there. Being
you're better
comfortable
than
with
me or I'm better than you
ourselves.
type of thing. What you
Well,
say, baby?
first, the first step is getting people to be comfortable with themselves and minding their own business. Because
Exactly.
what
Yep.
works over here for me is not necessarily gonna work for you. And
Right.
so that's where the main issue starts. Everybody like my favorite song is I don't know if y'all know Devin the Dude is. He was like anyways, he's got the song "Do What the Blank You Want to Do," right? Because people gonna talk all day anyway. They gonna question.
Anyway,
You could have $5 or $5 million. If you got $5, you broke. If you got 5 million, why you ain't sharing? They gonna question and say what they gonna say all the time. So instead of stressing yourself out about what your mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousin is thinking, just go ahead and live your life for you, your spouse, you and your kids, or you and your dog, or what cat, whatever, and do you because one stress is a silent killer, and I'm not stressing myself over nobody else wondering about what I'm doing. Let them stress theyself out trying to figure out what my next move is because I ain't telling them nothing.
and then
Right.
that stress
Exactly.
is just gonna make them look even worse because it's gonna age them, and they gonna hate you even
Mm-hmm.
more anyway.
Right, that part.
Child, listen, I have endured everything. I have I have endured people calling thinking that I'm slow, people thinking I'm naive, people thinking that I don't understand what the shit they're talking about just because I'm not pronouncing water. I'm saying water and they're saying water. What the fuck? It's water! Drink the fucking water!
God.
Jesus
Right?
Christ.
Oh yeah, my.
You knew what I was trying to say.
Like, like, Jesus. Get
I love a good accent. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Y'all know I love me a good accent.
I
But then the
love the
thing is,
accent
you
mod.
love, but then people, Americans, love some UK accent. You know, when I went to college in New York City, and my professor was asking me, well, you know, what is your profession? And I wanted to be a nurse, right?
Hmm.
And I said, I want to be. The professor asked, you know, what is your profession? And I said, nursing. And everybody in the class was like, oh, nothing. It's like you don't understand. You still don't know. You haven't figured out what you want to do. Like, Jesus, no, I know what I'm trying to do. Okay, so anytime an African speaks, it is associated. And you guys, I have lived this. I have lived this. I've lived it in Kamisha Reviews panel. When people think that I do not know what the fuck I'm talking about, I'm
My.
sorry. I use that. I'm sorry.
Mom,
I'm sorry.
it's blank. It's what
Am
the
I
blank.
allowed? Am I
What the
allowed?
blank. It's what the
What
blank
you
over
yeah.
here. It's what the
I'm
blank over
sorry.
here.
Okay. Okay. So on Kamisha's panel, I'm like, what the blank? Okay.
And then I have
Uh, but
again back to my friend. He was just telling me the other day. He said that we foundational African Americans we knock immigrants for the accent, basically what you just said. But he
Hmm.
says that in Nigeria they do the same thing to white people that come with like a funny accent. So it seemed like
it's okay. And it's okay. The white people can stay where they belong to. Go over there and stay where you belong. Okay.
Tell
period.
God.
That's fine.
Nobody invite y'all.
Ooh-wee.
But listen, you know, when I was coming to this country, I was hoping, you know, my people, my black people will embrace me, right? And but I have had comments like, you know what, these people, the African people, are ready to do whatever we are not willing to do, right? They're taking away our jobs. They're doing this and this and this, and it has caused a conflict between you guys and myself. And I have seen it, you guys. The five of you I'm talking to, I have seen it. I have lived it. People thinking that I have no idea. I don't understand what the heck I'm talking about. I have no clue what I'm talking about, which is very extremely offensive because you can only take it so much until you're like, you know what? You're not doing that. I'm going to be standing on my ground and say, you know what? No, respect who I am. I respect who you are. Because me and Confessions, me and Nicole, when we walk on these streets of Buffalo, and me and myself, and we are talking and we are having coffee and we're having a drink, when a white person look at us, they don't see anything else. They see the color of our skin.
Exactly. So why make it
And see,
harder
a
for
lot of a
somebody
lot
who
of the
look like
problem
you?
is though is a lot of people they don't want to educate themselves, right? They they listen to there's a
You know
lot of
that's right.
propaganda. There's a lot of propaganda. People just go off what they hear instead of experiencing things for themselves. And that is the problem. Stop
And not
listening
just
to
what
what
they hear.
somebody else has to say and go and meet the person, talk to the person, get to know them. And you will be quite surprised at what you find out. That's why people need to travel. People are stuck in their little cities. They don't leave their cities. They don't
Hmm.
leave their state. They'll be shell shocked.
And it's not even just to travel. It's, my gosh, you don't even have to travel. Google, ask Siri. We are done with geographical situation in Africa. My
Well, no,
goodness,
I think she
I
was
have
saying like
not.
more
I,
like
I
that they need to get out of town in order to
not even
experience
that.
things.
But Iniko, my people don't go outside on the streets showing off their breasts.
I'm not talking about you guys, Mod. I'm speaking from the African American standpoint. In
Like we're
the
just going back
African
into the
American
people hating
standpoint,
you, people hating on you, right?
yeah, but and it's because I'm not speaking for everyone because nothing that we could ever talk about is 100% of that, right?
Right.
It's a
Right.
percentage of the people. So it's a lot of African Americans. All they go on is a commercial they saw off TV
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
or a picture they've seen in a
Mm-hmm.
book if they opened a book.
Or
They
somebody told them some misinformation that they received.
Yes.
Or the
Instead of
video clips from CNN.
getting to know someone because who better to get to know than somebody who looks just like you?
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful when we can all come together and be like, hey, yeah, you my sister, you my brother. We don't need to fight each other. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's ridiculous.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it's up until I met Nicole, I met Confessions, I met Dina, I met Dakia, Live with the T, Sheila, Goody, and Dina, that you feel accepted, all right? Because most of the time you feel like, you know what, people are looking at you with a side eye. You don't belong to us. You're not part of us. You never went through slavery. You already know your roots. We don't know our roots. Therefore, you cannot be like us. You know what I'm saying?
I
But you
feel
don't
you.
have to be like us to be accepted.
Just
That
be you.
means right.
Live
Like
your
that's the
life.
thing about it. Like people need to understand to learn to stay in their lane. Everybody has different experiences.
And the people who don't want to accept it, don't worry about them. And that's one reason why I wanted to do this topic today because today really did something to me today.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am so used, to be honest, I am so used to fighting my own battles, right?
Mm-hmm.
I rarely
Mhm.
have someone that will fight with me for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can
I
call
feel
on
like I'm
me
always
anytime.
fighting for
You know
someone.
that, girl. You know you can call me anytime.
And
You're my
that's why I
little
wanted to
sister.
do it today because I feel like today we really stood together as a group and it was beautiful to me. And we are African Americans and you are African, Ma, and we but we are on the same team.
I know
We
that.
are women that support each other, that love each
In
other, and
Nicole,
fought with each other.
I have not, and you, in Nicole, I have not doubted that about you. You have always been checking with me, Maud. Are you okay, Maud? Listen, you are my small sister, so you know I
But
appreciate you very much.
love is a
You and
beautiful thing.
confession, you. Listen, you're my little sisters. I'm not old. I'm not that old, but
You just a little seasoned, Ma, just a little seasoned.
you know what I'm
Lightly
saying.
seasoned, that's all. It ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
And
but
to
just
our
think
Absolutely
sister,
about
not.
that
Because that is
though.
who
I'm
you
not too
are.
far behind.
and
But
to
But
just
our
think
sister
about it
that
though.
you all, the six of you, You all have to come to Buffalo.
Here she goes. She recruiting.
Right.
Yes.
But I mean, just think about
I
it. The
will
six
never
of
come to
us are
Buffalo.
on here. We have different backgrounds. We live in different cities and states and whatnot. And we can all come and have a conversation about things that we've experienced. Like we could probably sit on here till 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon of all the jealousy, um, and hit all of those points over and over and over again. But we're all different, but we still have some of the same experiences that we can sit down, talk about, maybe help somebody out who's listening. And it does take all kinds to make the world go round. If we all thought the same, looked the same, dressed the same, we'd be the Stepford Wives movie. Everybody needs an opinion, their own opinion
And
and
even
their
the
their own
Stepford
sauce.
wives, and even the Stepford wives killed each other at the end of that mug.
Right, because they was tired of seeing somebody that looked just like them every day. Other than my
Oh.
kids, I don't want to see nobody that look like me every day.
Right.
And that's that on that.
You know,
On
we all
everything.
have
That's
our
on everything.
On everything.
But yes, I think tonight we had a very, very great discussion.
Yes, I
Yes,
do
I
I,
too.
loved it.
great
I do
vibe, great
too.
discussion.
I wanted to come back and talk about that. Talk about the relationship that African people like me have with people like you guys, and
Yes,
Sign me up.
people
definitely.
thinking,
Definitely.
people like you guys thinking that you're smarter than us, all right, and putting us down in every way, shape, and form, all right,
Those are
because
the
Yes.
I have
ignorant
lived
ones.
that. I have lived that, and enough of that. I'm about to call some people out, and I'm not gonna do this on this platform. I probably be doing it on my platform because I'm
Well,
ready
I
for
think
people
that
to
We'll
would
love
be
be
my
there.
a.
ass.
We'll be
I
there.
think, on another day and time after you've had some rest and relaxation, because I know that all of our adrenaline is kind of hyped from today. I think that would be a good topic because of the fact that some of us have been over in America for some time and we're
Mm,
African American.
Mhm.
Then
right.
you have your immigrants that come over that are just African, and the people try to treat us the same. We've got our own people that treat the Africans differently and vice versa. So I think it would be a good conversation to get like a panel together,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, 3 or 3. And so everybody could kind of just, hash out their stereotypes, thoughts,
Mm,
and with the goal, go back to your community and let them know you learned something. Go back to your community, and your homework is to attempt to change a couple minds, because we are much stronger together. I say that all the
mm-hmm.
time. We are stronger together. So whether it's the African American community or the African community, if we all got together and just been, one community, then, we would have way more power.
I
I
Yes,
agree
agree.
with
I
that
agree
too.
as
Amen.
I have to
well.
say, I definitely agree with that too. And like Dina was saying, like even in our experience, it being in America, with our experience with other races treating us the same way, looking at our black skin like, oh, we're smarter than you, we better than you, automatic.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a
Mm,
master's degree, a bachelor's degree, and people, they just, like
mm-hmm.
you said, they treat you if you as you nothing on
Mm-hmm.
site in America. Experience that all the
Mm-hmm.
time. In corporate America, I've never
Wow.
had a corporate job, but have the background and the experience, and it's because of the hate from the outside,
Mm,
especially women.
mm.
Yes,
Jesus.
because I'll tell y'all
Yes.
right here, right now, there were women in my field that were Caucasian that were getting to be DOS 3, 5, 7 years in. And I think so. I got my first DOS job in 2015. So at that time, I had been in maybe 17 years. Yeah, because I'm 23. Yeah, 17 years in. And that's how long it took me to get a DOS job. Even
Wow.
though I had like
Mm-mm-mm.
10 something years of experience in sales, a total of 17 years hotel experience or whatever. Yeah. At 17 years in is when I got my first DOS position, and yeah, that's crazy when
Shame,
somebody else
shame,
can
shame.
get it in 5.
Oh
Mm,
yeah,
mm,
that
mm.
hate is real
I'm
and for
I'm
real.
definitely open to having a panel like that and putting it together. I think that would be great. I also think that it should be done over on Patreon, to be honest, so we can have free dialogue. It's a
Period.
lot of rules and regulations over here in these YouTube streets.
Hmm.
And I would really like to dive in deep enough, because that could be a really emotional conversation that could bring a lot of healing and a lot of togetherness between the two communities that's very much
I
so
would love
needed.
that. I would love that.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
So I'm gonna
I'm
ask
down for
I'm gonna
that.
ask you ladies to stay on with me for just a second after I end the live. I want to tell everybody thank you for joining in.
Thank you for inviting
I want to
me.
thank everybody that's on the panel. I love each and every one of y'all.
Thanks for
And we
Yes,
love
And we
having
you
love
right
me.
you.
love
back.
you too,
We
Mel.
love you.
And I love everybody that's in the chat too, because we have some of our fellow sisters in the
Our
chat.
sisters.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sister
Everybody
guys.
that hit
Angelica,
that like
goody.
button. And if you're listening to this back, make sure that you hit that like button and you hit subscribe. We will be back next Sunday at the same time, 9 p.m. And also just remember, if you have any drink recommendations or drink
Oh, Jesus.
recipes to share with us, because we like to get our little drink on sometimes, hit us
Holy
up at
God.
#TipsyTalk@gmail.com, and we will see you guys next time.
The goal is